The blessing that doesn't hurt. Most people seek wealth, but few realize that the true secret is not in money itself, but in the spiritual origin of every achievement. Proverbs 10:22 declares that the blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. A seemingly simple phrase, yet it contains the deepest code about prosperity ever revealed. After years of studying the most successful men of his time, Napoleon Hill discovered that all of them, consciously or unconsciously, applied this same principle. Hill called it the definite purpose, the ability to align mind, emotion, and action with a higher plan. When a human being knows why they exist and decides to serve a purpose that benefits more than just themselves, they activate the invisible force of the blessing that multiplies effortlessly and sustains without guilt. This is the point where faith stops being speech and becomes mechanism, the invisible code between heaven and earth. When Hill analyzed the pattern of great millionaires, he noticed that wealth without purpose always came with destruction. Men who had everything but slept in torment, lived divorced, addicted, or lost. That made him understand that wealth without spiritual connection is merely accumulated illusion. He realized that Proverbs 10:22 did not promise money, but rather a type of prosperity born from alignment between the human mind and the divine plan. When you have a clear purpose and fulfill it with integrity, the entire universe begins to organize circumstances in your favor. Money, resources, and the right people become instruments of the blessing, not the final goal. That's why a man of purpose sleeps peacefully, even when he doesn't yet have everything, while the man without purpose suffers even when he has more than he needs. The mistake of those who seek gold without light. Hill said that poverty is merely a state of consciousness, and so is wealth. The difference lies in the inner vibration. Many pray for abundance, but keep their hearts ruled by fear and doubt. Others work tirelessly, yet without meaning. And that is exactly where pain enters. The biblical verse is clear: the blessing of the Lord makes rich and adds no sorrow. This means that effort without alignment creates fatigue, but effort with faith creates expansion. The modern world confuses action with purpose, but action without direction is waste. When a man understands that his purpose is to be a channel of divine creation, everything he does begins to produce multiplying fruits. He no longer works for survival, he creates through inspiration. And when creation is inspired, the flow of blessing becomes constant. The day Hill chose to serve. In one of his most personal accounts, Napoleon Hill said he experienced moments of extreme poverty before understanding what God truly wanted from him. After years of failure, he fell to his knees and prayed, "Show me what I must do to serve better." That night, he felt an inner voice saying, "Teach others what you have learned." From that day on, his life changed. He began to dedicate his words, lectures, and books to elevating humanity's financial and spiritual awareness. Hill understood that the blessing was not in receiving, but in being the channel that distributes wisdom. And it was exactly when he placed purpose above profit that his prosperity began to grow without pain, without struggle, without scarcity. He had found the meeting point between Proverbs 10:22 and the human mind, the spiritual mechanics of prosperity. The human mind is the laboratory where the divine operates. When you define a specific purpose and repeat it with faith, you activate the same mechanism described in Proverbs. The blessing in this context is the intelligent energy that responds to focus. Hill taught, "Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve." This phrase is the mental translation of "the blessing of the Lord makes rich." The verb believe is the bridge that transforms faith into reality. And when that belief is supported by a definite purpose, pain disappears because effort is replaced by enthusiasm. The difference between burden and blessing is the vibration with which you work. A soul in harmony creates with joy, and that joy attracts supernatural results. The test of purpose. No true purpose is given without a test. Before the blessing manifests, the Creator observes whether you can maintain faith even when things seem to go the opposite way. Hill said that life tested him countless times. It was as if God said, "You want to teach prosperity? Then learn to trust me when everything is dark." He discovered that the test was not punishment, but refinement. Every desert strengthens purpose. Every fall reveals how much you still trust the plan. That's why many give up before the breakthrough. But those who persist, even without seeing, end up harvesting the kind of wealth that never fades, the kind that transforms character, consciousness, and destiny. The sound of the right vibration. Have you noticed that some people seem to attract opportunities effortlessly? It's not luck, it's alignment. Their inner sound vibrates in harmony with the divine plan. Proverbs 10:22 describes this state. Hill called it vibrational mastery, when your thoughts, words, and actions align with eternal wisdom. This vibration translates into peace, clarity, and power of decision. The definite purpose is the map, and the blessing is the wind. When the two meet, the result is expansion without weight. True success isn't heavy, it flows, and the more you align with your purpose, the lighter and more abundant life becomes. To prosper is to serve. Hill said, most people seek security when they should be seeking contribution. What does that mean? That money gained out of fear dissolves, but money gained through service remains. Service is the altar where blessing manifests. When you use your talents to generate real value, you honor the divine intelligence that created you, and that honor returns multiplied. To prosper is to serve with excellence, joy, and faith. It's to understand that the definite purpose is the channel through which God's love expresses itself through your work. Profit is merely the echo of the blessing you spread. The wealth that heals. Some people gain wealth and become its slaves. Others, upon prospering, heal families, open schools, transform communities. That is the difference between the blessing of the Lord and the gain of the ego. The blessing heals. It does not add pain. Napoleon Hill observed that true prosperity is revealed in impact, not in accumulation. That's why he said, money is only a tool in the hands of a disciplined mind and a pure heart. When the purpose is noble, wealth becomes medicine. It heals lack, inspires other souls, and creates legacies that cross generations. The hidden verse revealed. Proverbs 10:22 is more than a promise. It's a formula. It teaches that abundance without pain is the consequence of harmony between purpose and faith. Hill, upon discovering this, realized that God never intended man to live in scarcity, but in expansion. Scarcity is merely the shadow of a mind without direction. The definite purpose is the lighthouse that rekindles connection with the Creator. When you discover the why of your existence and walk in that direction, the blessing finds you. You don't need to chase it because it's already waiting at the exact point where your mission meets divine will. At that instant, Proverbs fulfills itself. The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. Hill understood, and now you can too. And 33 questions and answers, the blessing that enriches without pain. 1. What does it really mean that the blessing of the Lord enriches? It means that true prosperity comes from alignment with the divine plan, not merely from human effort. When your mind vibrates in the right purpose, gain becomes natural and peace accompanies it. 2. Why do many people have money but live in pain? Because they confused gain with blessing. Money can be obtained through effort or manipulation, but blessing only manifests when there is purpose and purity of intention. 3. What is the difference between working out of fear and working out of mission? Those who work out of fear exhaust themselves. Those who work out of mission expand. Fear drains energy. Purpose multiplies it. 4. Hill said every mind is a transmitter. What does that mean? It means your thoughts emit frequencies that attract equivalent circumstances. The mind focused on purpose connects to the flow of providence. 5. How can I know if I'm living within my definite purpose? You feel peace even on difficult days. There's a sense of usefulness, direction, and meaning that moves you without needing external motivation. 6. Can I be blessed and still go through trials? Yes. Trials don't cancel the blessing. They refine your faith so you can sustain the level of prosperity that's coming. 7. What did Hill learn from failure? That failure is only a messenger. It teaches you to align your will with the divine purpose. Failure shows where faith still needs to grow. 8. The Bible says the blessing adds no sorrow. Is that literal? Yes and no. Human pain comes from resistance. When you trust, even the challenge becomes a stepping stone. The blessing doesn't remove tests, it removes suffering from them. 9. Why is the purpose called definite? Because it must be as clear as a spiritual address. The universe doesn't deliver blessings to those who live in indecision. Clarity is faith in motion. 10. What happens when someone lives without purpose? Life becomes repetition, a soulless routine. A mind without direction attracts confusion, and confusion blocks blessing. 11. Does God want everyone to be rich? God wants everyone to be complete. Wealth is just one way to express that completeness. He wants each person to live in spiritual and material abundance. 12. Why did Hill associate faith with action? Because faith without movement is just belief. Living faith expresses itself through firm decisions and consistent actions. That's how blessing manifests in the material world. 13. Is it wrong to want money? No, as long as money is the result of purpose and not a substitute for God. The problem was never gold, it's the heart that worships it. 14. How can I know if my desire is inspired or selfish? An inspired desire serves many and uplifts the world. A selfish one serves only itself and creates emptiness after the achievement. 15. Why did Hill say thought is the most powerful form of prayer? Because constant thought shapes the vibrational field of reality. Thinking is asking, repetition is calling, believing is creating. 16. How can I align my mind with divine will? Silence the ego, practice gratitude, serve others, and clearly define what you wish to offer the world. The rest will align like gears. 17. What blocks blessing? Envy, fear, doubt, and ingratitude. Every emotion that denies the flow clogs the channel through which providence works. 18. How do I turn work into worship? Work with awareness, as someone who knows they are manifesting a fragment of divine creation. When your work becomes an offering, everything prospers. 19. Hill said every rich man had an inner flame. What was it? It was the unshakable conviction of fulfilling something greater than himself. That flame is divine spark in action, the real engine of abundance. 20. Can I change my destiny just by changing my thoughts? Yes, if you also change the emotions and behaviors that sustain those thoughts. The universe doesn't respond to words, it responds to vibration. 21. What is vibration in spiritual terms? It's the emotional state your soul emits to the universe. Joy, gratitude, and faith are frequencies of openness. Guilt, fear, and doubt are frequencies of blockage. 22. Why does purpose eliminate exhaustion? Because those who have purpose work with energy borrowed from the divine. When you serve a higher plan, tiredness becomes satisfaction. 23. Hill believed every man talks to God. How does that happen? through intuition, insight, and coincidence. God doesn't shout, he whispers to the prepared and attentive mind. 24. How can I tell opportunity from a trap? Opportunity brings peace, even if it requires effort. A trap brings anxiety, even if it seems advantageous. 25. Is it possible to lose a blessing? No. You simply disconnect from it when you stop vibrating at the right frequency. But once you realign, it returns twice as strong. 26. Why did Hill speak of an invisible force? Because he understood there is an intelligent energy sustaining all creation. That force is God in motion, the universal mind acting through us. 27. What does it mean to live according to Proverbs 10:22 today? It means letting your work, relationships, and dreams be guided by faith and integrity. It's being prosperous without pain, wealthy without guilt, and useful without vanity. 28. What should I do when everything seems stuck? Stop, breathe, and return to purpose. The blockage is always a reminder of misalignment. Remember the why behind your journey. 29. Is there a difference between effort and sacrifice? Yes, effort is natural and productive. Sacrifice is born of fear and drains you. Purpose turns effort into joy. 30. How did Hill view the relationship between the Bible and prosperity? He believed the Bible's principles were the mental laws of the universe written in spiritual language. Faith, forgiveness, and purpose are scientific formulas of creation. 31. What is the greatest mistake of those seeking prosperity? To seek money first and meaning later. Hill said, money runs toward those who are already serving something greater. 32. How can I activate the blessing today? Define your purpose. Give thanks before receiving. Act with faith even without immediate results. Serve someone with what you already have. That completes the circuit of providence. 33. What would Napoleon Hill have said if he had to summarize everything in one sentence? Find your purpose, align it with God, and the blessing will come, without pain, without haste, and without limits.